EnglishPodcast channel. We're thrilled to have you tuning in with us again.
Hi, everyone. It's Anna here, and I'm David. We are so genuinely happy you're here. On this channel, our mission is to help you navigate the nuances of real, everyday English conversations.
And if you enjoy what we do, a simple click on the subscribe button makes a world of difference for us. It truly does. Plus, it keeps Anna from sending me sad face emojis all week.
He's not wrong. Your support is our fuel. Today, we're diving into a topic that is universally relatable and incredibly useful for daily chats.
We are going to explore the art of talking about our weekends. That's right. It's more than just a simple question. It's an invitation to share a story. Let's get started. So, David, how are you feeling today, kicking off a new week?
I'm feeling fantastic, thank you. Recharged and ready. And you, Anna?
I'm doing pretty well. A little bit spent, if I'm being honest, but in the best way possible. It was a weekend for the books.
Spent? That sounds intriguing. Let me guess, your weekend was a whirlwind of activity?
You know me all too well. Yes, my weekend was incredibly full, but every moment was worth it. I can't wait to tell you about it.
And I want to hear every detail. But before we dive in, let's bring our listeners into the conversation. Hello out there. How was your weekend? Take a moment to think about it. Was it a peaceful retreat? A whirlwind of social events? An adventure? We're curious.
Definitely. But for now, you can listen to our stories. So, you want me to go first?
Absolutely. Paint me a picture of your eventful weekend.
My weekend was truly wonderful, packed from start to finish. The word eventful is perfect for it. So many different things happened.
Eventful. I like that word. It suggests a story is coming.
It does. On Saturday morning, I broke my cardinal rule and woke up with the sun. I know, a Saturday morning.
Early on a Saturday? That's practically a crime. Saturdays are sacred days of rest.
I know, but I had a very important mission. I met up with my friend Chloe for coffee. We're secretly planning a surprise hiking trip for another friend's birthday, so it was all very cloak and dagger over lattes.
Oh, a covert operation. I love it. Where was your secret meeting point?
We went to that quirky new spot downtown, the Daily Grind. It has mismatched furniture and art from local students on the walls.
I think I've walked past that place. How was it?
It was phenomenal. The coffee was rich and aromatic, and I indulged in an almond croissant that was so flaky and buttery, it felt like a little piece of heaven. I think I bored Chloe by talking about it for 5 minutes straight.
I can picture that. So how long did your secret planning session last?
We were there for a solid 2 hours, mapping out trails and logistics. We also caught up on everything, our jobs, our families, the usual life stuff. It was the perfect start to the day.
Sounds like it. What was next on your packed agenda?
After the clandestine coffee meeting, I had to tackle the weekly grocery run. The supermarket on a Saturday is like a battlefield.
The dreaded grocery shopping. Not my favorite activity.
It's not so bad if you treat it like a strategic mission. I put on my headphones, have my list, and I'm in and out. I grabbed the essentials, milk, bread, a ton of fresh vegetables, and some salmon for dinner.
Very organized. So what did you do for lunch amidst all this activity?
By the time I got home and put everything away, I was starving, so I just whipped up a quick avocado toast. Nothing fancy.
A practical lunch. Smart. Tell me about your afternoon. Did you finally get a chance to slow down?
I did. In the afternoon, I went for a long walk through Central Park. The weather was just sublime.
sunny with a gentle breeze. It was one of those perfect autumn days.
That sounds lovely. I bet the park was buzzing with people.
It was absolutely alive. So many families having picnics, people playing music. It had this incredible, vibrant energy. I found a quiet bench by the lake and just watched the world go by. It was my moment of peace in a busy day.
Did you walk by yourself?
Yes, it was just me and my favorite podcast. It was incredibly restorative. I even had a funny encounter where a tiny corgi tried to steal my water bottle. We had a brief, silent standoff before his owner came to retrieve him.
A corgi bandit. So, a busy morning and a restorative afternoon. How did you cap off such a full day?
The evening was the grand finale. I went to the cinema with my brother, Leo.
Oh, nice. What'd you go see?
We saw a small independent film called The Last Bookseller. It was a quiet, beautiful movie about a man trying to keep his small bookstore open. It was incredibly moving.
That sounds much more my speed than a loud blockbuster. Was it good?
It was brilliant. It made me want to go out and buy a stack of books immediately. Leo loved it too. We spent the whole walk to dinner dissecting it.
And where did you go for this post-movie dinner?
We were craving something spicy, so we went to this amazing taco place called El Fuego. I had these incredible fish tacos with mango salsa.
Oh, my mouth is watering just thinking about that. Wow, Anna. Coffee, secret plans, grocery missions, a park walk, a thoughtful movie, and tacos. It's no wonder you feel spent.
Exactly. But it was the kind of exhaustion that feels satisfying, you know? Now, I'm dying to hear about your weekend. Your turn, David.
My weekend was on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. If yours was a vibrant painting, mine was a minimalist sketch.
Minimalist? What does that mean? Was it a good weekend?
It was better than good. It was rejuvenating. It was incredibly quiet and tranquil.
Okay, you have my full attention. Tell me everything.
All right. On Saturday, I honored the sacred day of rest and woke up very, very late.
Of course you did. Let me guess. 10:30?
Try 11:15 a.m. It was pure bliss. My body just needed to completely power down after a long week.
11:15? That is gloriously late. I'm a little envious.
It was necessary. I felt my internal batteries recharging with every extra minute of sleep. So, after I finally rose, what do you think I did?
You made a huge brunch.
Precisely. It was a culinary event. I made scrambled eggs with chives, toasted some sourdough bread, and brewed a strong pot of French press coffee. It was my breakfast and lunch all in one.
That sounds delightful.
It was. Then I settled onto my couch with my current obsession, a dense book about the history of the Silk Road. It's fascinating.
You and your history books, I'm impressed. How long did you read for?
I think I was lost in ancient trade routes for about 3 hours. It was so peaceful, just the quiet of my apartment and the stories of the past.
That does sound incredibly tranquil. What about the afternoon?
The afternoon was dedicated to what I call Zen cleaning. I put on an old vinyl record of some Miles Davis, opened the windows, and just methodically cleaned my entire apartment. It's strangely meditative for me.
You cleaned? Voluntarily? Now I'm truly shocked.
Hey, I enjoy a clean space. I tidied up the kitchen, did all my laundry, There's something so satisfying about bringing order to your environment.
I will have to take your word for it. So your apartment is sparkling now?
For a few days at least. Then for dinner, I decided to explore a new cuisine. I ordered from that new Vietnamese place that opened a few blocks away.
Ooh, what did you get?
I had a bowl of pho. The broth was so aromatic and flavorful, it was the perfect comfort food for a quiet evening in.
Yum. And then I assume some television was involved.
You assume correctly. I watched a classic basketball game from the 90s. My favorite team was playing. It was pure nostalgia.
Did they win in this classics game?
They did. It was a nail-biter, a fantastic end to the day.
So your Saturday consisted of sleep, eat, read, clean, eat, and watch sports? You didn't leave your apartment once, did you?
Not a single time. It was my perfect sanctuary. It was a total reset.
That is a world away from my Saturday. What about Sunday? Was it more of the same?
Sunday had a bit more social interaction. In the morning, I drove over to my parents' house.
Oh, that's lovely. How are they doing?
They're doing great. My dad is in a fierce competition with his neighbor over who can grow the best tomatoes. It's very serious business. My mom cooked a huge Sunday roast for lunch.
What did she make?
She made her famous roast lamb with rosemary potatoes and about 5 different kinds of vegetables from my dad's garden. It was divine. My mom is a magician in the kitchen.
That sounds absolutely delicious. Now I'm officially jealous.
You should be. After lunch, we just sat in the garden, drank tea, and talked for hours.
What did you talk about?
All sorts of things. My work, their travel plans, my sister's new puppy. It was just nice, quality family time.
Family time is the best. When did you head home?
I left around 5 p.m. Then I had a long video call with my friend Mark. He's building a new computer, and I was helping him pick out some parts. We're both tech nerds, so we can talk about that stuff for hours.
And after your tech talk?
After the call, I did my life admin for the week. I planned out my outfits for work, made my to-do list, and just got my head straight for Monday. You could say I'm a bit of a planner.
That's an understatement. I'm impressed by your organization.
Thank you. Then I wound down by watching a documentary about deep sea life and was in bed by 10 p.m.
So your weekend was the epitome of quiet and relaxing.
It was. I feel completely rested and clear-headed, ready to tackle anything.
That's wonderful. I feel happy, but I might need an extra coffee tomorrow. So our weekends were polar opposites.
Yes, but both were exactly what we needed.
Precisely. A weekend can be a whirlwind adventure or a quiet sanctuary. There's no right or wrong way to spend it.
That's a very wise point.
Thank you, David. You know, this conversation makes me think about the language we use. How do we start these conversations in a way that invites a real story?
That's a great question. The standard, "How is your weekend?" is fine, but it often gets a simple, "good" in response. We can be more creative.
What are some alternatives?
You could ask something more specific, like, "Did you get up to anything exciting over the weekend?" Or, "Did you do anything to relax and recharge?" Those questions prompt a more detailed answer.
I like that. It opens the door for more than a one-word reply. And when we tell our stories, we're almost always using the past tense, aren't we?
Exactly. It's the storyteller's tense. Everything we've said is rooted in it. For instance, you said, I met my friend, not I meet my friend.
Right. And I saw a movie. We talked a lot. I had fish tacos.
And for me, I read a book, I watched a game, my mom cooked lunch, I slept a lot.
You certainly did.
It's a fundamental shift in time, from the present to the past. It's crucial for sharing any experience, but it doesn't have to be intimidating. Even a simple sentence like, I went to the park, perfectly communicates your experience.
Let's play a game. Let's imagine a completely different type of weekend. A hypothetical weekend. What about an urban explorer weekend?
Ooh, I like the sound of that. You go first. What would an urban explorer weekend look like for you, Anna?
Okay, last weekend, I decided to explore a neighborhood in my own city that I barely knew. I went on a self-guided food tour. I tried a bakery famous for its cannolis, a tiny shop that only sells dumplings, and found a hidden rooftop cafe with a stunning view of the skyline.
That sounds incredible. A tourist in your own town. Did you get lost?
A little bit, but that was part of the fun. I discovered so many charming little streets I never would have seen otherwise. It felt like a real adventure without ever leaving the city.
What a fantastic idea. For my urban explorer weekend, I think I would visit a really niche museum. Something like the Museum of Antique Clocks or a gallery dedicated to a single obscure artist. I'd spend the afternoon there just immersing myself in something completely new.
Would you get a sunburn?
Probably not in a museum, but I might get so absorbed I'd forget what time it is. Then I'd find a local, non-touristy restaurant for dinner based on a recommendation from someone who works at the museum.
That sounds like a perfect David-style adventure. Okay, how about we imagine the opposite? Let's call it the cozy hibernation weekend. It's cold and raining outside.
My specialty. Last weekend, the weather was dreadful, so I decided to fully embrace the coziness. I undertook a massive project, building an epic pillow and blanket fort in my living room.
A pillow fort, like when you were a kid?
Exactly. Complete with fairy lights. I spent the entire Saturday inside it with my laptop, having a movie marathon of all the old black and white monster movies. It was nostalgic and incredibly comfortable.
That is so charming and creative. I love that. For my cozy hibernation weekend, I would dedicate it to learning a new quiet skill. Last winter, I spent a whole weekend learning the basics of modern calligraphy from online tutorials.
Calligraphy?
Yes, I bought a starter kit with the pens and ink. I just sat at my kitchen table with a cup of tea, practicing the strokes over and over. It was so meditative and satisfying to see the beautiful letters take shape. By the end of the weekend, I could write my name beautifully.
That is so cool. So our weekends can really be anything we want them to be, shaped by the weather, our mood, or our curiosity.
Exactly. The most important thing is that they bring you joy and help you reset.
Well said, Anna. You know, we've used some really descriptive words today. I think this would be a perfect time to do a quick vocabulary review for our listeners.
An excellent idea. Let's highlight some of the key words we use to bring our stories to life. Let's start with a word you use, David. The first word is rejuvenating. R-E-J-U-V-E-N-A-T-I-N-G. It's an adjective that means to make someone feel or look younger, more energetic or refreshed.
Exactly. I said my weekend was rejuvenating. It means it restored my energy and made me feel new again. You could also say, a swim in the ocean is always rejuvenating.
Perfect. The opposite might be draining or exhausting. For example, a long week of meetings can be very draining. Now, a word I used was eventful. EVENTFUL. This adjective means full of events or incidents, memorable.
Right, your weekend was eventful because many different and interesting things happened. It was the opposite of a boring weekend.
Exactly. You could say, we had an eventful journey with a delayed flight and lost luggage. Okay, next word. Let's talk about a word for food. Scrumptious. SCRUMPTIOUS. It's a fun word that simply means extremely tasty and delicious.
It's a great word. It sounds as good as it means. I could say, my mom's roast lamb was absolutely scrumptious. Or, the bakery sells the most scrumptious chocolate cake.
It's a little more enthusiastic than just delicious. Our next word is tranquil. TRANQUIL. It's an adjective that means free from disturbance, calm, and peaceful.
Yes, I used this to describe my weekend. My apartment was tranquil. It suggests a deep sense of peace and quiet. You could also say, we found a tranquil spot by the lake.
A beautiful word. Let's do one more. How about nostalgic? NOSTALGIC. This adjective describes a sentimental longing or wistful affection for a period in the past.
Oh, that's a good one. I felt nostalgic watching the old basketball game. It reminded me of my childhood. Listening to old music can often make people feel nostalgic.
Great explanation. So let's quickly review the words. Everyone, you can repeat them after us if you like. Rejuvenating, eventful, scrumptious, tranquil, nostalgic.
Wonderful. Try to use one of these words to describe something you did recently.
So, today we explored how to share stories about our weekends. We used the past tense and learned some fantastic new vocabulary.
And now we have a question for you. Our question of the day is, what is one thing you did last weekend that made you feel either rejuvenated or nostalgic?
We would love for you to tell us about it in the comments below. Try to use one of the new words we discussed. We read every single comment, and learning about your lives is genuinely the highlight of our week.
It truly is. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and for practicing your English today. You are all doing an amazing job.
Keep learning, stay curious, and keep practicing. We'll see you next time on the Mr. English Podcast channel.
Bye-bye.